those are the people that I'd morning, how are you? What's happening? And they'd gravitate to me. Anytime
So
you're ready,
do that?
I am ready.
Why you think they felt?
Or whoever is in charge. Good? Simple as that.
So what about you, girls?
So,
School?
school, getting them in. All right, so it moved from the culture in Jamaica where you have mom and dad that you can drop your kids off, or an auntie, or a good friend that you can say keep or pick up from school kind of thing. No, you didn't have that support system. We didn't have that support system there. There were a couple Jamaicans there that were there before us who were good friends, like the Roberts. We'd keep each other's kids kind of thing. But they had the support system in place. So there was a daycare, which was close. Cayman Brac is 1 mile wide by 7 miles long. At the time, there were 1,200 persons on island. So less than a scheme here in Jamaica. So everybody knew everybody. So they had the support, they had the daycare, got Terry into primary school with her cohort. And it went well for the most part. My Terry is a cool, beautiful, dark-skinned child, mixing then at the time with the lighter-skinned, light people on Cayman Brac who, that's another story. The mix, but think Caucasian or think white, and dark was shunned upon. And at daycare, again, the mixture, the different type of hair. So challenge at primary school, dark skin, well-spoken, coming from Jamaica, we are advanced. So Terry could write between the lines, didn't have to go big, could form her letters, capital, lowercase, done with double-line book kind of thing. Could read, yeah, and read well for her age group. Taller than the average person, because that is tall, so you'd think that she's older, but you know, and got her in. There were Jamaican teachers in the school system as well. Had to go through the working out, okay, so she's more advanced, that means she needs to do other work or additional work, because they insisted that this is the curriculum, this is the level. So she had to write this level or that sort of thing. And they had books, they had textbooks. So the compromise was, okay, she can do that work. And when she's done, I want additional work. Because we are teaching at home as well, and we are still using Jamaican books, textbooks, all right? So Terry went 4 and 6, 8 at 8. So you know that we're coming on to GSAT common entrance thing. And my plan going to was to come back in time so that she could go to Glenmuir or get into high school, because I wasn't really comfortable with their education system, which was more American than even the Brit, because we're British. So their system was more American.
That's a surprise.
Yeah, that was a surprise considering too. So even at 8, we were already doing cursive writing kind of thing, and they weren't. Daycare, my major issue with daycare was the hair. And you know how they push our kids out here in basic school, which afterwards you learn is a bad thing, being from a family of teachers. But they'd be in that sandbox and in the sand, because again, the American system, which is good, you know, the prehensile stuff and the texture and the colors and the feel and whatever. But sand don't wash out of nigger head very easily. And every evening I'd be going home to comb and brush out that hair and shampoo and wash the hair. I'm like, no, 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 no. You see when these people, you see when the kids in the sandbox, Ashley must be sitting at a desk
Oh
with a book,
Lord.
reading.
But she has to learn by play.
No, not with sand in the
Oh my
hair.
gosh.
Other than that, she getting a swim cap
Yeah.
to put on to go in the sandbox because I was not having to wash every evening, and their flowing hair would wash out easily, kind of thing. No, it wasn't happening. That was the major. And
Okay. I can't.
that was the major there, and learning to play because they had so kids who are only children, only child. So you know they don't learn to share and all of that and socialize or socialize with adults or whatever. My kids were well socialized. I think. I thought I had issues with that too. It's like, no, parents teachers meeting. I have something to say. Teach your children to socialize and share. Good, you know, it starts at home, not at the daycare or primary school. I'm outspoken like that, Adrian. Good. It's just don't come to a meeting and ask for my opinion unless you're prepared to hear the truth. Because this is Pier-Ann Patterson Brown. I come from there, my back broad. This is my truth or opinion. You can disagree, but you ask me. Because you see, I come to the meeting and I'm not saying anything, and somebody has to say, Mrs. Brown, what do you think of so? You're gonna hear the truth.
Love it. I love that we can rely on you for that.
Yes. My diploma at the time ended with a A, no CY was on it. No CY.
I love it.
So I was there. And they got through, and we worked through, and we had to teach the girls to love themselves and love their shade. And the same thing, this time, the book and education was to open your eyes, open your mind, because this is no longer, there. You don't have to have the way out of Cayman. You just needed to be educated, know yourself, love yourself, know what your family stands for, know your goals. Yeah? So even from then, can I tell you, from primary school going to high school, Terry wanted to be a lawyer. I'm going to be a lawyer. That was her helping nature, being kind to people. I wanted her to come back to go to Glenmuir, like I said, so high school. So while in Cayman, another challenge with the work was that you're the only physiotherapist. So you're on call even on weekends. And so going off, you'd either have to get a replacement, even if it's for the weekend, to come from Grand Cayman or elsewhere, or to get vacations, you had to have replacement to come on island. So that was another challenge. Coming from Jamaica, it was busy professionally in Jamaica because you had orthopedic conference, neuro conference, this happening, that happening, sports happening, everything happening. In Cayman, you had to say, okay, I need to get off this island. I don't call it wasn't island fever. There was a name that they gave it because it happened to everybody. You burnt out, but you burnt out in a different way because you needed to get off the island. You felt that stress of being on island for a month or two and not seeing the world. Or Grand Cayman is touristy, busy kind of thing. And you needed that kind of interaction after a while. So that was one of the challenge with me too. Um, the girls, Cayman Brack was good for the girls. Again, like I said, facility, resources. They were in swimming, art, music, you name it. My girls were like, push, push, push. Make use of this. Because another thing is that some of the Caymanians don't make use of their resources. Poetry competition, music, art. I was like, come from a family of artists. So my brothers draw, etc., etc. My nephews, nieces, we have the art bug. So my girls could draw and paint and creative kind of thing. So they were in everything. And they were winning most everything. Competitions, trophies, etc. Sport, again, Terry, height, long jump, races, and she was winning everything. And I'm there behind her going, oh, you know, this is going to change when you go to Jamaica, right? Okay, because you think you're fast, but you're not fast, kind of thing with her. But they were doing it, and everybody was loving it. Um, Being in sports here, um, there was on-field protocols. So I could be at an event and Jamaica is winning, but you're on the track, on the field, and you have to be neutral because you're working. So I can stand up, keep a straight face, and be going, yes, Jamaica, inside, kind of thing. It's the job. And they'd be at track meets going, Miss Brown, you're not cheering, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, so she's expected to win. You know, I don't have to jump and cheer. Long and short, they had island games, competition, championships over in Grand Cayman. Went with them. They did very well. Met the people from the Athletics Association there. I think I went to a symposium. Met the president and asked a couple questions in the thing, and persons were like coming up to me to tell them more because I'm asking the question and I'm giving ideas and answering, having been involved from Jamaica. So I had the president at the time come up to me and say, hey, 2008 Beijing Olympics is, no, 2007 they had Pan Am. Pan Am was in Rio, in Brazil. Would you be interested in working with our athletes? And I'm like, sure. Would you be interested in going Pan Am Games with them? And I'm like, sure. But I'm on the brack, and they're like, don't worry, we'll fly you over on weekend, fly you back kind of thing. It's all government. We'll work it out. Look at them like, yeah, good stuff to do. So I started flying between the islands to get into track and field and treat, etc. Ended up going Pan Am with them in Rio de Janeiro. First time, had a wonderful time. Small group, so it was less work than traveling with a Jamaica, big side, big team kind of thing. Being there, nice experience working with the Cayman Islands Amateur Association. Started working with swimming. The girls were in swimming. And so I got in with their swimming association. In my time, Brett and, oh my God, forget his name, no? No, he would not forgive me. You have to cut this and let me put in back the name when I remember the name.
Sure.
But those guys were like, and everybody, you say Miss Pier-Ann or Miss First Name or Mr. First Name. That's how they call people in Cayman. Started working with Sean, came back, all right. Rewind, come back. So after doing that and started engaging with the Sports Association, went and worked with swimming, met Brett and Sean Fraser. And they were going to the Pan Am Games. Sidoni Mothersill was also on their side, and another athlete, Tyrell can't remember his surname, um, Ronald Forbes, and a thrower, David Letterford, or something to that name. That was a team. Good. But it was good working with everybody and cheering them on, putting on the colors and persons meeting me and going, oh, but you're Jamaican. And I'm like, I'm doing a job. I'm a physiotherapist. I'm physio for the Cayman Islands team. So what do you do with Jamaica winning? And I'm like, I cheer my Cayman athletes who are in the race and give them high fives, etc. And with the team, so that was fun. Actually went Beijing Olympics with the Cayman Islands team too, and that was an amazing experience. That's where I got introduced to kinesia taping. I'm now a kinesia taping instructor. But through that experience, you know, we had that going. So it became a little bit more easy having the sports as escape. And I became a lion on Cayman Brac. And 2 years later, ended up being the first female president of the Lions Club of Cayman Brac. So working in that, working in health, breast cancer awareness, resurrected Lions concert and Miss Teen Cayman Brac while I was there as Lions Club president. Signs changed, working with the geriatrics. We do an annual Christmas treat and gift giving as a Lion. So Lions had me going, the kids had me going, and there was work. So it was overall for me, being on the BRAC and working on the BRAC was more of a good experience than a negative experience. Met some wonderful people on the BRAC, still in touch with them. There's Myrtle, the Platts, Tricia, cassava cake is a thing on Cayman Brac, and Tricia makes the most awesome cassava cake. You have Miss Annie. Miss Annie was one of the cooks. I had duck in Cayman Brac, and she did really good duck. Miss Fern had the best naseberry trees on the Brac. So I'd get naseberry all the time. So still in touch with Miss Fern. Go back to Cayman Brac during naseberry season to get naseberry. I love that. Fruits, just like in Jamaica, coconut, everything. Another cultural thing was that the Brackers never had their fruits, seasonal fruits. They were used to the American fruits that came in. So, you know, I got naseberry, plum, the mangoes, bring it. We were eating fresh fruits on the Brac. That was nice. Had a women's exercise club. We'd walk. So we had a walking club for people over 50 at the time, and an exercise club. And we did that. So being on the Brac was good time for me, really enlightening. So it came to the time to come back. Terry finished primary school, was top girl, all the accolades, everything. Bracker, junior Bracker of the year, and all them things. And then it was time to come back to get her in. Came home just to get her settled, got her into Glenmuir, and went back. So hubby and the girls came back before me and were actually here a year before I returned. Because again, the strain of having to leave Cayman Brac Friday, run home for a weekend, run back to get into work, kind of thing. So after the year, it was like, okay, you know what? Let's do this, pack up everything, and came back home. So left on good terms, and with the boys, you know, came back and started another chapter Came back, same thing. Private practice, no immediate space in government service. So we went private practice, and I decided to go and do the upgrade. So I went and did the degree. So now UE, we switched over from Mona Rehab to physiotherapy, being in the faculty of basic medical sciences, and they were offering the upgrade. So those with diploma could go in for a year, do the courses, etc. So like 2010, I did the degree at UE. And been here, jump right back into sports, right back into Lions Club, always on the move, and just came back, settled in. The transition wasn't bad. And I use the term bad because persons were like, you're coming from a salary of X to come back to a lesser salary, a drop in income, so to speak, and the culture and the school, and going back into government service where you did not have the resources, kind of thing. So it was adjusting then. Another adjustment was BRAC, like I said, 1 mile by 7. Everybody knew everybody. Less people than in a scheme. Can leave your car running, your doors open, your windows open. Drop the girls somewhere, have somebody drop them back home. Safe, so to speak. Because where are you gonna go? Out in the sea? No. I love that about the BRAC too, because every street you look down, you could see the Caribbean Sea at the end of the road, or just be on the beach in an instant. So I love that. So it was pretty safe. No, but yes, you'd have 1 and 2 petty crime stuff, but that was just probably somebody drunk in state or whatever and do a petty thing. But there was no way to run or hide. So I came back. That was one of my biggest adjustments. Jumping out of my car like I'm on the BRAC, leaving the car, and they're like, wait, you have to lock your car. You have to go back, and like, oh yeah, you can't leave your stuff like that or leave your house open. Yeah. So that was an adjustment getting back in. My mom used to, or even from home, $1 is $1. And it's, my aunt and my mom is always, it's not how much you earn, it's how much you save and what you do with your money in between, yeah? So we didn't look at the conversion, because you're in 2 different countries or spaces, you make it work. One of the things that we did in Cayman too is that when we were going, we promised ourselves that we wouldn't live at a lower standard than we lived in Jamaica, and we wouldn't necessarily go out of our way to live higher. So we weren't going to look at the Joneses. We were going to just maintain. We had a budget. We know how much we wanted to save and how much we wanted to send back to Jamaica or have when we returned here, because we wanted to complete the house, etc., and be comfortable. And I think we did accomplish that, yeah. And yeah, we never really squandered. One of the other things I got to do on the BRAC too, it's an aging community. Our Cayman is an aging population. So I had the opportunity to do a postgrad studies in geriatrics at UF while I was on the BRAC, because I had all these geriatrics, and I'm like, no, if I'm going to treat and treat properly, I need to know them, or I need to know about them. So that was another good thing. And actually, tell people, look here, I'm at both ends of the scale. Sports and young people and geriatrics there. And it's a tug of war, but I think my gerries actually win out with me. I tell physios that it's more profitable to do gerontology than sports physiotherapy. It's a myth that's out there that it's all glamour and glitter doing sports physio. But hey, we have no big teams or big sides that's paying the monies like sports physiotherapists elsewhere might be making. We don't have a Knicks or a big football team or associations that pay you big money to be physio. So when you do sports physio here, or the physios that do sports here in Jamaica, do it for the love and for giving back, really. And that's part of what our Sports Med Association is about, volunteering to give back, yeah? And yes, you get to be with the elite athletes at times, and that's good, that's okay. I still prefer the juniors because I think I can mentor and share and guide them more, you know, ease them into the elite world, get rid of some of the myths that they have to, and just being self-aware and seeing themselves nowadays, and it's getting better. See the person and not the athlete. You get what I mean? Because some of the times before, elite athletes were all about, I'm the athlete. But who are you as a person? Because you have to value yourself and see your. And that's what I like about my favorite athlete, who is going to be Usain Bolt. Because in 2002, or even in the 2000s, when I met Usain as a junior, coming champs, etc., and watching him evolve, yes, he has matured, but it's that same kid. And people usually say, oh, he's able to joke around and kid around and be relaxed, etc. It's the same Usain that you see even now. Parents raised them well, well-mannered, etc. Probably the life of the party, or the clown for for the athletes amongst him, caring about the other athletes, you know, or even junior athletes now. And yeah, being cool, kind of thing. But it's all about that. And I think that's what I have to give to the younger athletes now, seeing them for the person that they are, getting the mutual respect. Okay, so I'm your physio, yes, I'm older than you are, good, and that's that. But you can share, we can share, I can guide you, I listen to you, and you can listen to me. I'm still the no-nonsense physio with them, yeah? I had, decorum is a word that I'm like, ladies or gents, decorum. Yeah? Everybody expect the Jamaican to be loud, and they know we think we are the cat's pajamas, yeah? But you can be grounded, yeah? And just be, what's the word I'm looking for now? Down to earth, humble. It's a thing, and that's what I like about you saying, like I say, him humble, him still maintain the humbleness, but he knows who, or he knows his worth. And that's me today, still giving, still traveling with the elite athletes. And I want to learn, lifelong learner. I was the first Jamaican, first person in the Caribbean to complete the IOC sports physiotherapy program. Went on trying to understand the psyche of the athlete and the persons. So I did the IOC certificate in mental health issues with elite athletes. you know, just to get into the psychology kind of thing. Always passionate about learning or learning something new. Physio, learning something new about myself. Evolving over the years. I love, tell you what I like, the second stanza of our national anthem, line by line. Teach us true respect for all, stir response to duty's call. So I think a professional. Strengthen us the weak to cherish. Look out for the weak. Yeah? Brings me back to the Desiderata as well, which is another poem that I like. They say, even they, I'm paraphrasing, like the ignorant, they too have their story. Yeah? So listen, don't judge. That's my daughter's word.
We
now.
listen.
We listen,
We
don't
don't
judge. Because you don't know the story. Yeah? But that part of the national anthem, yeah? Asking the Father to guide us. Yeah? To give us knowledge, lest we perish. Yeah? So future planning and having things in place. Because all me know, over the 50 hill, might soon gone. But who is going to carry on
One
after
thing a
me?
Jamaican woman over 50 is going to tell you say them soon gone.
Soon.
And all you look for them, all them 80, they're going to outlive you.
So I have to say to my younger physios, you need to carry on, you need to learn, you need to read. That is my favorite thing. Reading make it a full man or a full woman.
Okay.
My mother said, if a little stick can float, so can you. Because the stick dead, you know, and it dry, and you alive. So why the stick won't float and you can't float
Big
and
facts.
stay alive?
Big
Big facts. Eh? Look at it. So that is how I try to live, give back. What else I love? Dancing. Did I say dancing
You did say
before?
that.
I'm a stamp collector. I collect Garfield memorabilia. I collect shot glasses
Okay.
for all the places that I've traveled.
Okay.
And it's not long, you know, so it's like 3-4 years ago, one of my athletes, one of my sports people, Chris Binney, squash, actually listening to my story, say, look at that. You get the best of both worlds. You wanted to be a flight attendant and you wanted to do physiotherapy. And you're living that now because you're getting to travel and do physio at the same time. And that was like an epiphany for me at the
that's
time.
how life works.
That's how life works. And the studying, I couldn't get it. Why I need to study, why I need to be doing that course, this course, blah, 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 blah. And you see, with the same IOC course, I got 100% one time on one of the tests. And it felt so good. I'm like, yes! For this long time, I've never got 100% on a test. When I was doing the geriatrics course, I had a lecturer, I got a 98% one time. And the lecturer was like, of all the years of teaching, I've never had anybody come this close to, like, you know, handing in or doing the perfect coursework assignment thing. And when I got the 100%, that's why I took a break, you know, because I used to be studying. I do something every year. And I'm like, this is what the 100% feels like. I did it, all right, I can slow down. I don't need to prove to myself because I know, enjoy it. I know I can do it. Yeah.
So now we have to wrap up, and we have everyone give 3 tips for people who want to return home after being away for a while. So 3 tips.
3 tips. First one. Remember when you leave Jamaica, where you're from, and that Jamaica will never refuse you coming back home. So that's one option that you keep in the back of your mind when you go away. I have somewhere to go back to that will never refuse me when I return. Yeah? Second tip, again, a dollar is a dollar in every country. It's not how much you earn, but how much you can save and what you do with the in-between. So, in essence, a budget is important, yeah? Or a goal is important, and a budget is also important, yeah? 3, career or professional wise, know your craft. Yeah, be passionate about it. If you're not passionate, it's not for you. Okay, so you can do things that other persons want you to do, but it's not you, and you won't be you until you're truly you. Dr. Seuss. Yes, you can only be you. So be passionate about your craft, profession, and aim to excel or succeed. Sad to say, Jamaica recognizes you after you have made it, or other persons on the outside recognize you and your worth. So don't let that get you down. Just go for the goal, or go for your goals. And if you can, when you can, return and give back to Jamaica, because there's no place like home. There's no place like Jamaica. And it's not boasting. I guess everybody can say that about their island. But me, personally, there is no place like Jamaica.
All right. Don't have anything more to say after that. So with that, we want to thank Mrs. Pier-Ann Brown for sharing so many gems with us. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on Repat Stories.
Thank you for having me too.
Thanks.
All right.